Happy holidays again, everyone. I am the Y2K Collector and I'm back. I have another pickups video for you. Just still going through Black Friday and taking advantage of a bunch of GameStop sales. Then I've also had a chance to go through some thrift stores and take advantage of some of the deals at thrift stores as well. In addition to that, there are some local retro gaming stores that I did get a chance to go through, and I've picked up some really cool extras here and there. So don't want to spend a lot of time talking. I do want to kind of get into it, but I would not be, I guess, a good YouTuber. I don't know if I'm a YouTuber now, but I guess I wouldn't be a good YouTuber if I didn't pause and say a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. Looks like I hit 700 subscribers over the Thanksgiving weekend, and just really appreciate everyone just kind of checking out the videos. A lot of this was done, just really as a hobby. I do have a passion for video games, and just wanted to share some of my pickups with you. But I do have some really big things on the horizon, and you'll see some really major changes coming up in my next few videos, just with the direction that I take my collection and everything else. But again, not to do too much jabbering or blabbering, I want to dive into these games because I have a lot to cover. I got a bunch of games. So first, I'm going to start off with a thrift store pickup, or a vintage game store pickup of some more SNES games that I was able to take advantage of, and I'll kind of walk you through some of these here quickly. So the first SNES game we got here is Batman for the NES. That's always a good one. That's a classic there. And then next up we have Double Dragon 2 on the NES. This was also part of that bundle there. Then we've got Double Dragon, the first Double Dragon on the NES. And then next up we've got the Ikari Warriors on the NES as well. Keeping that going, we've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES. This is a classic. And then next up we've got Donkey Kong Jr. as well on the NES. So this is a really great haul. Got these all as a part of a NES bundle. Next up was the Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game for the NES. And if you follow the channel, you know I recently picked up an NES, and these are probably the two best NES games that I got in the bundle, and I'll go over them here. First one is the original Castlevania here on the NES, so that's a really cool one to have as a part of the NES collection. And then next up here, a game that we're all familiar with, Contra C, so Super C on the NES, and these were probably the two highlights from that NES collection. So took advantage of some really retro stuff over the weekend. Was really stoked about those pickups. Got that at a vintage store. As you know, I've been doing a lot of selling, so I was able to sell off a bunch of stuff and add it to my SNES collection. I think you guys are going to like some of these. So first up is Super Mario World. Let's get this in focus there. So Super Mario World, everyone knows about this game. This is a classic on the SNES. Got that as a part of a cool bundle. Here goes one you don't see every day. So Biker Mice from Mars on the SNES. So this is a really cool one. I've always wanted to play this, popped it in immediately. This is a fun game, so check it out if you get the chance. Next up, you guys know that I love my shooters. Can't do a pickup video without talking about the shooters, right? So R-Type 3 on the SNES, classic. This is a beautiful game. Love the colors, the level design, everything about this game is amazing. R-Type 3 on the SNES, a great one. And then I love my platformers, my action platforming games. Had to add this one there. So Sky Blazer on the SNES. These are some really cool SNES games. Beautiful sprite work, fun, a lot of replay value. Definitely check them out. All right, now we're going to shift gears and get into something a little bit more modern. So we're going to jump over to the PlayStation 2. So got these at a thrift store. Was really stoked to see these great condition games. So this is a PlayStation 2 game here, TAC 2, complete in box, mint condition for the thrift store. But probably because this is more of a common game, nothing super special here. But the next game that I found at the thrift store, I was stoked to get because I had been always holding out for this game, and I knew I'd eventually run into it at a thrift store. And lo and behold, Going Quackers. I can't tell you how many times I was tempted to go online and just buy this game, and it's not a very expensive game, but I really wanted it in my collection. Glad I waited, glad I found it. So Going Quackers was another really cool one that I found at the thrift store. Then we had also a cool pickup here, Xbox 360 game, 99 Nights. Now I have this game. This is going to go up for sale immediately. And, you know, just so that everyone's aware, not all the games that I picked up I'm going to be keeping. A bunch of these I'm actually going to be posting on my online to be sold on my online store. So got that there. And then another Xbox 360 RPG I'd never heard of before, Enchanted Arms. So this is also going to get sold here, but pretty cool 360 pickup here, about $5 on that. So that kind of does it there. Then I was able to get my hands on something for the GameCube. You can probably see the GameCube right here, and you're seeing the receiver to it. But yes, I had some credit on Mercari from some sales that I had. Took some of that and picked up a really good condition Wavebird Platinum to kind of match the Platinum GameCube that I had found. If you watch one of my more recent pickups, you'll see that I found a silver GameCube at the thrift store. So I needed a controller for it, and I got the Wavebird. All right, keeping it going here, we're going to shift over to a quick Dreamcast pickup. I know, Dreamcast. Yes, Shadow Man. So Dreamcast, there was two ways you could play this back in the day, on the PlayStation 1 or on Dreamcast, and everyone knew Dreamcast had better graphics. So definitely added that on the Dreamcast, and then got a pre-owned game at GameStop that you rarely find. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, finally found it, and that is Wario Get It Together on the Switch. $19.99 on that, pretty cool. Hard to find this pre-owned, but they had one at the store, and I picked that up to add to the collection. Now I'm going to shift back over to some PlayStation, and we're going to go to PlayStation 3, and I'm going to do these three games together in one shot. So at a vintage store, antique store, I found these three gems. So this is Sonic Unleashed over here on the PS3. Then you have X-Men. This is the Destiny on the PS3, and then also Young Justice on the PS3. So these are three kind of like action, kind of like 3D beat 'em up adventure games, and I'm really all about that. I really like that genre, so these were really cheap and added them to the PS3 collection. And then got my hands on a PS3 gem. Been waiting on this one. Not a big fan of horror games, but I wanted to add this, Splatterhouse on the PS3. This is a really cool game from start to finish. As soon as you pop it in, you kind of find out how he gets his powers, and you know, his girlfriend gets taken, and it's just kind of feels like Venom. Kind of has like the Venom vibes. If you've seen the movie Venom, that's what this game kind of feels like. All right, and then we're gonna kind of wrap it up with some of these GameStop buy two get one free, and I really milked that deal, man. Took advantage of it. So we're gonna start it off here. Captain Tsubasa on the PS4. Interesting soccer game. Don't do the sports much, but this has a little bit of a flair to it. Can't wait to dive into that. That looked cool. Also picked up a copy of Okami HD on the PS4 as well. Really cool to find that. Don't really see that often at a GameStop. Ran into this one as well. So Metal Gear Solid V. I think this is the, hold on, let me get in focus here. I think this is the one that has some of the DLC with it. So really good stuff there on that. That was my free game. Then also got Star Ocean. I have recently picked up Divine Force, and I realized this was one I missed, and so took advantage of it as part of the buy two get one. Then also Spirit of the North. This is a very pretty game. You play as like this fox, and it's more about the graphics and scenery, but this is a really cool laid back one for the PS4. Then next up you got Shenmue 1 and 2 on the PS4. Really good condition here. Pick these all up at the store. If you're gonna pick up these pre-owned games, you gotta go to the store to get them. All right, and then I'm gonna finish it off with some online grabs for PS4. It's got some sealed, still sealed games. We've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. Got $5 off of that, so that was $29.99. Really great pickup there. Got a deal on Capcom Fighting Collection, still sealed, $20 on that if you were on Amazon.com. And then last but not least, and this is probably the biggest gem of all the PS4 pickups, and that is Record of Lodoss War. This is available on the PS4 and Switch. This thing, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, just revamped. So this is a really great game. Check it out if you have not. And that does it. Rapid fire pickups when it comes to the Black Friday. Had a huge haul, a mix of retro, modern, some really cool stuff. There's some cool stuff coming on the channel, so stay tuned. Thank you to all my subscribers. I am the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.